Welcome to the Deacon Demo Show, virtual edition. I'm Al Reeves from the Department of Chemistry and the class of 1976, and I'll be your host through the event today. For the past 12 years, the chemistry department, later joined by physics and biology, we've been putting on a demonstration show at homecoming. Hope to give you a little idea of what those shows are like in the virtual edition today. We like to say this is a science demonstration show with a Wake Forest twist. Hope you like what you see. I'm here in Winston 126, site of the last 5 or 6 Deacon Demo shows. And you never really know who you're going to run into here, as evidenced by this introduction from a couple of years back. Welcome to the show. We've got a special introduction lined up for you, and timing is pretty close. Let me see if we can make the connection.
Are we on? So, welcome to the Deacon Demo Show number 9. I'm Stan Cotton, voice of the dates, here with the coach of the dates, Dave Wilson. Coming to you live from the ING studios here on lovely Trade Street in downtown Winston-Salem. Alan, I thought the show was going to be down here.
No, Stan, there's just no room down there. There's no ventilation down there. We had to have it up here in Winston Hall. Got a good crowd, though.
Well, maybe that's for the better. We won't need lab coats and safety glasses down here. Really? Oh, Al, it looks like you haven't done the invisible ink sign yet.
Oh, good catch, Stan. You guys want to spray some on that blueprint?
Yes, sir. So, which one do I use?
Are they the same? I don't know.
Okay.
Try the gold one.
We're trying to start a program here. Gold is too much razzle dazzle from the beginning. We want to build a strong foundation. Go with the black.
It doesn't matter. You can just use the gold.
Okay.
See, I told you, try the black one. And remember, anyone who falls asleep or walks out of the show will have our entire defensive backfield to answer to. Go Deeks.
Hello, I'm Jim Harton, former president of Rhodia and Solvay North America and the CEO of Echo Services LLC. And I'm proud to be a Demon Deacon Science alumnus.
Hi, my name is Angela Harper, and I am the first Wake Forest University Churchill Scholar to study at the University of Cambridge. I am also one of 40 Gates Cambridge Scholars from the United States, and only the 5th woman to study physics as a Gates Cambridge Scholar in 2017. And I am very proud to be a Wake Forest University Science alumna.
Hi, I'm Steve Struve, a retired research fellow from Abbott Laboratories. I hold over 60 patents in cutting-edge medical diagnostics technology, and I'm a proud Wake Forest chemistry alumnus.
I'm Dr. Wendy Young, Senior Vice President of Small Molecule Drug Discovery at Genentech in South San Francisco, and I am proud to be a Wake Forest Science alum. Go Deeks!
I'm Dr. Larry Hopkins from the OBGYN department at the Wake Forest University School of Medicine. I'm proud to be a Wake Forest Science alumnus. I was also fullback and leading rusher of the 1970 ACC Championship football team. I am very proud to be a Demon Deacon.
I'm outside the Olin Physical Laboratory, the home of the physics department. You can always count on physicists for great demos. Today we've got Eric Chapman, accompanied by a couple of grad students, Colin Tisnick and Matthew Waldrop, and we'll also have Jack Dostal. So let's go see what they have in store for us.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Colin.
I got a problem. I need homecoming balloons for the celebration, but I don't have any helium.
Yeah, helium is very expensive at the moment because it's so scarce and hard to find. Well, do you think we could maybe blow them all up by hand if I give you a hand?
That's probably a good idea. With COVID, I don't think that's a very safe option.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually probably a very good point. So I tell you what, I think I have an idea. How about hand me one of those? And we can use some compressed air, so that won't be a problem. So I'm just going to hold this here.
That looks
The only
great.
problem for us is time.
Yeah. How am I going to carry all these balloons over, though?
Well, just so happens that we have in the bowels of Olin Physical Laboratory, we have been working on designing in our top secret lab a special balloon carrier. So let me show that to you.
I mean, Eric, I can't even fit one in this thing.
Yes, that is correct. However, what we've developed is something that will allow you to carry much more than you think. Why don't you open it up and see what's inside?
Wow. I can fit tons of balloons in here. Well, Eric, this is great. But how do we get them back in?
Well, let's work on that process here. I happen to have some more liquid nitrogen here. And because these are blown up, if you want to, stick that inside there. What we'll do is we're cooling the air that is inside, and so the pressure is going to drop. And so if I add some liquid nitrogen on the outside, we can keep adding these guys back inside.
This is perfect. Homecoming is saved.
Hi, my name is Jack Dostal. I teach physics here at Wake Forest University. I thought it would be interesting to put together a cool demonstration for a cool time of year. And I thought levitation is something that we're all kind of fascinated with, whether you've seen birds or jetpacks or anything else that makes you wonder how things stay above the ground without falling. Well, it turns out if you take a magnetic field and you put it near any sort of conducting loop like a copper pipe, you can create magnetic fields that will actually suspend magnetic objects. So a magnet right here will normally drop to the ground very quickly, 1, 2, 3. But near a pipe, I'll be able to create a magnetic field within the pipe itself that will partially suspend that magnet. So if I try to drop it the same way, 1, 2, 3, it stays up much longer. Now, that would be great, but that's only partial levitation. So magnetic fields, if they could suspend things, would be much more interesting. And in fact, that's actually something that we can do with a superconductor. So the superconductor we have is a combination of yttrium, barium, and copper oxide, and requires very low temperatures to be a superconductor. We have some liquid nitrogen to cool it off. We've got another one right here. And although that's only 77 Kelvin, which is a couple hundred degrees below 0 Celsius, that's boiling to normal ambient temperature. So if we take liquid nitrogen and dump it on a table, it just turns into a gas right away. However, with a superconductor, if you bring a magnet near it, we'll be able to create those same electric fields. They will produce a current, which produces a magnetic field, and now we have a magnet that can stay suspended. In fact, we can even take a card and slide it in between to indicate that it is not at all in contact with the superconductor, and it will even spin around a little bit if we give it a push. So, as always, stay cool and go Deeks.
This is one of my favorites. It seems to contradict the second law of thermodynamics, the one that says the entropy of the universe never decreases, it always increases. I've got here a plexiglass cylinder with an old paint can filled up with some shot in here to weigh it down, and then the gap between them is probably about a ½ inch. It's filled with corn syrup. I'm going to take a bit of dye and some corn syrup, squirt it in here. Get a little dot. And watch what happens to the dot. Look, it's spread out, it's basically disappeared. Let's try that again. Oh, cool, how'd that happen? The dot came back. Seems counterintuitive. Showed this to a student once, and the student said, "Wow, Dr. Reeves, you made a dot disappear and then reappear." Boy, nothing says Wake Forest chemistry more than a dot disappearing and reappearing, huh? And I realized he was being a little facetious, and so we tried to think of a better Wake Forest trick. So instead of a dot, I'm going to draw something with a little more shape to it. So it moves to a little better spot on the can. Let's see what we can do here. I'll call this font style Times New Deacon. Let's see what happens when I've got the W. Seems to have disappeared. Seems to have reappeared. Let's try this again. See if I can do something with, I don't know, maybe an F. I'm not sure the second law is really at risk, and neither is the cheerleader's job of calling out the Wake Forest cheer, but it's fun anyway. Go Geeks.
You know, the biologists are great at making very engaging videos. We got one now from Professor Michael Anderson, and if you don't watch out, you might learn something.
Hi, I'm Michael Anderson from the Wake Forest Department of Biology. I do my research in Serengeti National Park, which is in Tanzania. That's on the east coast of Africa. And I run a project in which we use camera traps in order to study the movement and associations among animals over time. And we have a lot of camera traps out in the national park, and sometimes more than 200. But if you take one of those camera traps and just follow it through in a 24 or 48-hour sequence, sometimes you can see some amazing things. And so with the help of my son, we made a little video that shows the sequence of changes that occur at one camera site in Serengeti National Park over around about a 48-hour period. And like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do this without my son. So here's the video we made, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
So in normal times, we get to this part of the show and we say something like, this last demonstration involves too many sparks and smoke and we just can't do it inside, so we'll go outside and do it, but we'll broadcast it in live. Well, it only took 1 year for people to figure out it wasn't being broadcast in live. If for no other reason, then we always seem to run into a campus celebrity when we're doing this demo. Let's see one of my favorites now.
Hello, I'm Scott Geyer. We have a great demo for you today. Helping us will be
Catherine Black. I graduated with my bachelor's from Wake in 2011 and I just couldn't get enough, so I stayed to do my PhD.
Hi, my name is Ronald Nelson. I graduated from Winthrop University in 2011 and I'm at the great Wake Forest University as a graduate student.
I'm Sean Parker. I'm a senior chemistry major from Princeton, West Virginia. Okay, let's get started.
All right.
You'll never believe who's in there. It's President Hatch, and he's
What?
doing chemistry.
Wow. President Hatch, it's a nice surprise to see you here in Salem Hall, but what are you doing in the laboratory?
Well, on a quiet Saturday morning, I thought I'd come here and get some work done.
I didn't know your work would be lab work.
Well, you see, as president of the university, I'm responsible for providing financial resources and building up financial resources for the chemistry department, for the college, and for the whole university. And you see, I thought maybe we could here make some gold.
Well, I didn't think that was possible. Transmuting elements? Are you onto something new?
Well, I think we can make something out of copper that actually looks like gold. And maybe the bankers will do this.
Well, Ron, Sean, and I were about to go outside with Dr. Geyer to do a demonstration for the demo show going on over in Winston. But all of a sudden, this seems more interesting.
I could really use some help.
We can help you out? Great.
That'd be terrific. Please.
Oh, wow.
If you would take these copper discs, put it in that bag. Terrific. Wow. Now, you need to take out one of the silver colored plates.
This used to be copper?
Yes, indeed. But now it's zinc-plated copper. But now it looks like silver.
With copper at about 15 cents an ounce and silver at $15 an ounce, that's a 100-fold increase in value. It's not bad if you can convince the bankers it's real.
But let's take it even higher. Gold is worth 80 times that of silver, so put that now under the flame.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could stamp a message on it?
Okay, we've come to the end of another great Deacon Demo Show, virtual edition. Say, how do we celebrate the end of such a wonderful collection of demonstrations? I know. Let's have a sing-along. Maybe even do the fight song. You know the drill. I've got some students on Zoom here to help us out.